Hi students, welcome to online class. So in this video we are going to discuss about the programs in tuples. So in the last video we have discussed about the tuple assignment and nested tuples. So now in this video we are going to discuss about the three programs. What are the three programs? First program, we are going to swap two values using tuple assignment. So we are going to interchange the two values using the tuple assignment concept. Then second program, we are going to create a program using a function that should return the area and circumference of a circle whose radius is passed as an argument. So what is the concept of this program means? Here we are going to create a function. That function should return the area of circle and the circumference of the circle. So whenever we go with the concept area of circle and circumference of circle, we want to know the formula. The area of circle is pi r square. Circumference of the circle means 2 pi r. Circumference of the circle means 2 pi r. So here from this two formula you can understand that radius is needed. Without radius we cannot find out the area and circumference. So what we are going to do? The radius is passed as an argument. So when we get the radius, can we find out the area and circumference? Yes, it is easy. So using the radius, we are going to calculate the area of circle and circumference of circle. Then we are going to print the two values using the tuple assignment concept. Then the third program is, we are going to create a program that has a list of positive and negative numbers. So we are going to create a tuple. That tuple should contain positive numbers as well as negative numbers. After that, we want to create a new tuple. The new tuple should contain only the positive numbers from the previous tuple. So already we created one tuple, no? That particular tuple will contain both positive and negative. But after creating the tuple, we want to create a new tuple. That new tuple should contain only the positive. It should not contain the negative number. Right. We are going to discuss all these programs one by one. So first program, swapping concept, interchanging process. So for swapping or interchange, we need two values. The two values are A and B. So first we want to store the first value in A, then second value in B. So both the values are integer. So we want to specify the data type as int. Then using the input function, we are getting the value and storing it in A. Then we are going for another value, that is B. That is variable B. So the value will be stored in the variable B. So same like what we have done for A. Int data type. Using the input function, we are going to store the value in B. Then we are going to print the value of A and value of B. We are going to print the value of A and B. Then using the tuple assignment concept. Do you remember the tuple assignment? So the values which are stored in the right hand side of the equal to, the values which are stored in the right hand side of the equal to will be assigned to the left hand side variable. So here A comma B equal to B comma A. Now what will happen? The value of B is assigned to value of A. Then value of A will be assigned to value of B. variable of b. Value of b is assigned to variable a, then value of a is assigned to variable b. Then we are going to print the value of a and value of b. Can you understand, students? Right, I will show you in a practical manner. Let's see in a practical manner. So already I have typed all these programs and then loaded in the system. So now I am not going to type the program. So for the time constraint, I am opening the program. So local disk D, and then it is stored in programs folder. So swap the two values using tuple assignment. Right. So the program is loaded here. Now when I press F5, so the program automatically it asks about the enter the value of a. So I am going to give 10. Then it asks me the value of b. So if I give 20, so what happens now? The value of a is 10. Then the value of b is 20. Then the value of a is again it changes to 20. So first a value is 10, then it changes to 20. That is after swap. So value of a equal to 20, value of b is equal to 10. Can you see the change? First the value of a is assigned as 10, then it changes to 20. Like that value of b is assigned as 20, then it changes to 10. Can you understand, students? Right. We can go for the next program, program 2. So we are going to find out the area and circumference of the circle. For that we want to pass the radius. Without passing radius, can you find out the area and circumference? No. So here they have given pi is equal to 3.14. So pi represents pi. Pi represents pi. The value of pi is 22 by 7. That is 3.1415. Like that it goes on. Simply we take 3.14. Right. Then we are going to define the function. User defined function called circle. We are going to define the user defined function called circle. In that we are going to pass a formal argument called r. The formal argument called r. Then I am going to return the two values. What are the two values? We want to find out the area and circumference. So return pi into r, that is pi r square. Pi r square means it represents the area. Then 2 into pi into r, that represents circumference. So after getting the radius, I am going to return pi r square. First value is pi r square. The second value is 2 pi r. Can you understand, students? Right. So this is the function definition. Now I need the radius as an input. So without getting the input, we cannot find out the area and circumference. So radius equal to, first we are going to declare it as floating point value, because radius will be represented in a floating point manner. It is not an integer value, whole number. It is not a whole number. Floating point value. So using the input function, I am going to get the radius and store it in radius. Then the tuple assignment concept is implemented. So here area comma circumference equal to, I am calling the function. What is the function name? Circle. So I am calling the function, at the same time I am passing the radius. So circle of radius. Circle of radius. So whatever the value I receive as an input, that particular value will be passed to r. Right? Then after getting the value of r, what will happen? It returns pi r square and 2 pi r. Both the values are returned to the calling area, that is where the function was invoked. So in this particular place the value will be returned. Then both the values will be stored in, first value will be stored in area, the second value will be stored in circumference. Then we are going for the printing function. We are going to print area of circle equal to area, circumference of the circle equal to circum, right? So here you can see in the output they have entered the radius. What is the radius value? 5. So when radius is passed as 5, the 5 will be assigned as r. So now you go for multiplication, pi into r into r. So r into r means 5 into 5, 25. We know very well. 5 5s are 25. 25 into 3.14. Now what will happen? 25 into 3 means it shows 75. Then we want to multiply 25 into 0.14. Right? So some value will be returned, that is 78.5. Then what about circumference? 2 pi r. So 2 pi r means 2 into 3.14 into r. So 2 into r 10. 2 5s are 10. 10 into 3.14 it shows 31.400, like that it goes on. So both the values come to this particular place. Then 78.5 is assigned in area. Then 31.400 is assigned to circumference as per the tuple assignment concept. Then we are going for the printing function. Can you understand, students? I think we can see in a practical manner. Right, let's see in a practical manner. Let's see in a practical manner. So already I have stored all the programs. So area of circle, area and circumference of a circle. So program is stored here. So when I press F5, so it asks me the radius. If I give 5, input as 5, it shows 78.5. Circumference of the circle is 31.400. Like that it goes on. Right. I think you might have understood this program. I can go for the last program. Right. So the third program is, first of all we want to create a tuple or list that should contain both positive as well as negative. That should contain both positive as well as negative. Then after that I want to create a new tuple that should contain only positive. So from this particular tuple I want to take only the positive number. I should not go for negative number. I should take only the positive number, and then it should be stored in this particular tuple. So I have created positive equal to empty tuple. I have created the empty tuple. Then using the for loop, I am going to see all the elements. I am going to check all the elements. If the element is greater than 0, if each and every element is greater than 0, that number is called a positive number. If the element is less than 0, that is called negative number. So I am going to check each and every number. So first I will check 5. 5 is greater than 0, true. When the condition is true, I am going to use append operator, that is plus equal to. We have studied in chapter 8. Using the append operator, I am going to add this particular element in this tuple, positive tuple, empty tuple. I am going to append, I am going to add. Right? So now 5 is greater than 0, true. So 5 will be added to the positive tuple, that is a new tuple. Then it goes for minus 8. Whether minus 8 is greater than 0? False. False means again the for loop will work. Then it goes for 6. 6 is greater than 0. So now after the value 5, the 6 will be added in that new tuple called positive. So for that only we are using plus equal to append operator. Append operator means which is used to add the element in the tuple. Add at the last, joining, right? Then it goes for 8. 8 is greater than 0, true. Then it goes for minus 4. Minus 4 is not greater than 0. Condition becomes false. So for loop will again it will work. Then 3, then 1. So the last 2 digits will be added. So now when I print positive numbers and then I am going to print the positive tuple, now the output is shown as 5, 6, 8, 3, 1. Then what about the negative value? Minus 8, minus 4 will not be displayed because the condition becomes false when minus 8 and minus 4 elements are checked. So to find out only the positive numbers, we are using the for loop and then the if condition. Using that, we are taking all the positive elements and storing it in the new tuple called a positive. Right? Can you understand, students? I think I can show you in a practical manner. Then you can understand it clearly. So I am going to check this program. For example, when I press F5, so it shows 5, 6, 8, 3 and then 1. So the five elements are printed on the screen. For example, if I go with all the negative numbers, minus 5, minus 6, or else just all the numbers can be negative, then what will happen? Control S. I have changed all the numbers to negative. Now it shows 8 alone. Why? Sorry, I have not yet changed all the numbers. I can change all the numbers to negative. When I press F5, now what it shows? Empty tuple. It shows empty. For example, if I left out 8 alone, I have just given only one positive number, 8. Now after saving this, when I press F5, now what happens? It shows only the one element. Can you understand, students? So using the for loop and then using the if condition, I am checking whether all the numbers are positive or negative. If the number is positive, add to the tuple. If the number is negative, just to go for the next element. See the next element. Right? I think you might have understood all these programs in a practical manner. So up to this, sets are over. Up to this tuples are over. We want to go for the next concept called set. Let's see in the next video. So let's end the class. So thank you, students.